Ours is a fledgling democracy. So we are bound to make a lot of mistakes in the process of developing the law and our democracy. Those are called cheating problems. But it has been too long. It's now more than 27 years since this country became free. So obviously we were supposed to have matured enough not to make mistakes. Today we've got this Phalaphala case, this Phalaphala issue where Parliament, in the direction of a political party called ATM, has decided to part with an amount of 5.3 million, money that could be utilized, to buy agricultural implements like tractors in order to alleviate poverty in the rural areas. But they've decided to take 5.3 million. Imagine how many tractors can we buy for a village with 5.3 million, including seeds and manure, so that people can grow their food. But we call them teething problems. This is an issue about foreign currency. This is an issue about foreign currency. When somebody gives you $1 and you go to a tuck shop today, you will not be able to buy with that dollar because it is not South African currency. Here I am today with a currency from Turkey. Will I be arrested for having this useless paper that does not buy from my tuck shop, that cannot buy from Pick and Pay or any other shop? But here I am. Here is money from Turkey. It's called Turkey lirasi. I don't know what's equivalent, but it said 10. Maybe if South Africa would say 10 rands, but it's 10 Turkey lirasi. Now I've got this money here. Am I going to be arrested? Is this a crime to have this useless paper that cannot buy anything? It has no value in South Africa. So is the dollar. The dollar has no value in South Africa until it is exchanged for a South African rand. Now here we are wasting 5.3 million to go and try and impeach a president who is alleged to have sold animals to an individual, a faceless individual, because the first inquiry should be establishing who is this person that brought the dollars to South Africa. That is where the inquiry should start. Before we jump on the president, let us bring that person on board and lay charges in conjunction with the FBI, because the FBI is the only body that has power to do investigation or arrest anybody for the abuse of their currency, because South Africa has no jurisdiction over the dollar. South Africa has only jurisdiction over the rand. So we should start with the guy or the person who brought the illicit money to South Africa without following due process. Then if we've got those, then the investigation should be going to as far as establishing whether the president was party to making sure that dollars are solicited, deliberately solicited from these individuals. These individuals were here in South Africa on the invitation of the president, because I know for sure that when there is going to be an auction, it is the auctioneer, and the president is never an auctioneer. Cyril Ramaphosa is not an auctioneer. So an auctioneer will make that advertisement for an auction on that day. That is the person that we should be asking questions from, to say, you put an advert about animals that were to be sold, and you allowed people to pay money for animals in that auction without following due process. So you are liable before we go to the president. Then if the president was party to that, if the auctioneer says, no, I was given instruction by the president to say I can bring people to South Africa without them reporting their money to the receiver, to the reserve bank, and just use the money without having been reported to the reserve bank or exchanged at the reserve bank. Then if the president was squarely involved in that, and it was his instructions, then we must take the president to task. But as it is now, we are lost. I am so surprised that people like the Honorable Justice Noble are involved in this, because they should have just stopped. They said this is a waste of money. There is no need for an inquiry to this. If an inquiry, in fact, the inquiry is premature, because, of course, there could be an inquiry to the fitness of a president to hold office in terms of Section 89 of the Constitution. That's fine. But let's start with establishing that he was party to the soliciting of that individual who brought the money to South Africa. And where do we get that information? We got that information from the farm manager, the auctioneer, and everybody was involved, the airlines that brought these people, the banks, that is now overseas banks, that gave these monies to these individuals to come and buy animals in South Africa. So though we should first establish that indeed there was money brought, because you might find that all the dollars that we're talking about, that were seen in that video, were fake dollars. It was just a political ploy to destabilize the country and destabilize the president, and make sure that the president is impeached, because we have not even verified if those were real dollars. Because I can come now with this Turkish money and say, here is 200,000 of this Turkish lirasi, and everybody's going to believe that I was given by the president, so let's impeach the president. We cannot do that. We need to find the actual money, and once we found the actual money, verify if it is real money, it is worth dollars, then our inquiry should start there. We are so lost. We've got people who are running this country who cannot think. They are only worried about the 5.3 million that they are going to get in order to do a useless, a futile exercise, wasting taxpayers' money. That is what we should be doing. That is what we should be taking the president to task for, that he allowed himself to be used by these idiots to go and waste taxpayers' money for something that has not been verified. Just pure allegations. So we should not start at the tail of the problem. We should start it from the head. Where did it come from? Where did it? And is there a real problem? Was there dollars? Is the video authentic? Once we have established that, then we can start this process. That is what the judge was actually saying, that this 30 days is too little. They should first start with collecting all the information first. Then the clock must start ticking from the day they've said, okay, now we are satisfied, we've got all the information. Then we'll start now verifying that information if it's really worth the duty of impeaching a sitting president. Otherwise, our democracy is fast becoming a banana republic, and we cannot. We will be guilty of omission if we don't stop this and if we don't intervene. So every South African must intervene and make sure that this thing does not happen again.